Hey everyone, it's Cuddly, Kitwana. Believe it or not, there are still new Lion King action figures that are being manufactured. And even though we have talked about so many different Lion King action figures on my channel in the countless previous episodes, I am still able to present a very new set to you. And this comes all the way from Japan, from Takara TOMY. It is the Savanna Kingdom playset that contains 5 figures and even comes with a backdrop diorama and a little Pride Rock playset. Yes, you heard that right. It's almost like going back to the 90s when Mattel had released a Pride Rock playset on their own. And today we are looking at this fantastic set that I just got in this morning, straight from Japan. I want to show you this beautiful window display box first. We can see all the 5 figures that we are getting with this set. And if you have ever wanted to learn their names in Japanese, one of the flaps of the boxes can help you with that. We have Cub Simba, Mufasa, Scar, Timon and Pumbaa in there. And the back shows the action features. We are talking about actual action figures in this set. They have posable features as explained on the back of this box. And it does come with additional accessories, such as a little Pride Rock and a cardboard display that serves as a decorative element. And if it says that, wait a minute, isn't that adult Simba or is it really Mufasa? My Japanese is a little rusty and I cannot really tell from the face mold. Then I have a fantastic piece of technology that can help us out to really confirm what this action figure is supposed to be. I really love Google Translate's camera feature that simply lets you point over any text and it translates it to you live on screen. And if we do that, and we can see it really is supposed to be Mufasa, which makes sense. Doesn't make sense that they would have included 2 Simba figures in this set. And you can see some of the other writing. Actually, it doesn't really a bad job at translating it. It's quite amazing, the technology that is behind. And with that we can see that the set is called the Savanna Kingdom set. But without further ado, let's put the phone down and start unbox. Because what we've got here is a reusable box. So be sure to open it carefully. You can open it without actually having to destroy the box by simply cutting the tape and open this flap here, and then you've got figures in this plastic here. Remove the cover. Another look at these figures, and we start by assembling Pride Rock. So we take these 2 things out, these 2 pieces, and we simply need to snap them together like this. That is pretty easy, no tools needed. And when we've put together Pride Rock, then it's onto the decorative backdrop, which comes included with the set. It is a flat carton piece that we simply have to pull together and insert these little tabs so that they hook up to each other. The tabs at the bottom. I can place that behind our Pride rack. And then we can turn our attention to the figures. Let's start straight away with Timon. That's the smallest figure we have in this set. And even though at this small scale I'm impressed what TOMY was able to do in terms of articulation on this figure, both of Timon's legs move, as does his head. The arms are molded to his body, but we have 3 points of articulation in Timon, and that's something we have not seen at any Timon figure having done in the past. That's really, really cool. And his tail kind of acts like a stand, so he is able to stand. And then we've got Pumbaa, looking really accurate as well. But speaking of standing, he needs a little help. The back of the box actually gives you the way how to do this. It's with that piece of grass that isn't just a decorative element, it actually serves a purpose. It does serve as a stand for Pumbaa. Pumbaa does not have any articulation, which is surprising compared to Timon, since he's the much larger figure, but there's no articulation in his mouth or his legs, even though the body basically is 2 parts. But the only articulation we can find is in his tail. The tail goes back and forth. Doesn't even go all the way around. So that's a little bit disappointing that they didn't make more out of such a larger scale figure. Okay, so far for Timon and Pumbaa, and then we have Cub Simba. Take a look at this figure, really movie accurate design of his head. And we've got some great articulation as well. His front legs move, as does his head. And that's a lot of fun, even though it is kind of a small figure as well. But not so much with Scar. Now we're getting to the big guys, the big lions. So look at that. I'm sure for many of you the favorite in this set is Scar, and I really do like him as well. Look at his face. That looks very accurate as well. And he comes with a unique articulation figure that we have not seen on any other Scar figure so far as well. His right ankle moves, so you can actually pose his right paw the way around. That's really, really cool. Also, his mouth opens and closes, but we do not have any articulation on his other legs. Wow, Scar looks absolutely great, I have to say. So let's put him at the bottom of Pride Rock, because that's where he belongs. And then we've got the one true Lion King, Mufasa, Mufasa, Mufasa. And look at this figure. Look at the articulation we've got in him. He can move his head back and forth, up and down a little bit, and even open and close his mouth. And all of his 4 legs are poseable as well. So Mufasa is definitely the one with the most playability in this set, and I really wasn't sure at first whether that's supposed to be adult Simba or Mufasa. That's always difficult with many toy makers to work out that exact sculpting, the fine differences between these 2 characters. And somewhat, to me, he seems more like adult Simba, but I wouldn't call this a bad face mold. They did really well, actually. and that jointed claw that you can see on the packaging really isn't that prominent on such a small scale. It's not really disturbing or intimidating, or it doesn't take away from the beauty of the figure. Let's put Mufasa on top of Pride Rock where he belongs, and then we have got an overview of the entire set that we've got with the Savanna backdrop, the plastic Pride Rock, and all of the 5 figures. We've got Timon, Pumbaa, Cub Simba, Scar, up to no good, and Mufasa. And now let's compare, talk about their size. Let's take the largest figure that we have in here, the 2 big lions, and he measures about 8 by 8 centimeters. While the smallest figure, Timon, is only about 5 centimeters. So it gives you an idea. But if you're asking yourself now, how does this compare to some of the older figures that I may have in my collection, like the Mattel figures, then let's actually do this comparison real quick. I've got the 1994 Mattel Fighting Action Scar with me here, and let's compare it to the 2025 TOMY Scar, and you can see there's a significant difference between these 2 figures. The ones in the TOMY set are significantly smaller than what Mattel did back then, and that actually isn't a bad thing. If you've got the Pride Rock playset from Mattel, which we have talked about in episode number 81, if you want to learn more about that in case you haven't seen yet. So let me show you how these figures display on the Pride Rock playset, and I would say that's a lot better because you can see the Pride Rock playset is actually made too small for the figures it was supposed to go with. For the Mattel action figures, or the Mattel figures have been too large, whatever viewpoint you want to have. So let's put the TOMY figures around my Mattel Pride Rock playset, and you can see, if I start with Mufasa needs to go up on the top of Pride Rock, and you can see he's able to stand with all his 4 legs up there. Let's put Scar at the bottom of it, trying to climb up to Mufasa. And then the other figures as well, and I would say that makes a perfect display. It's actually much better than if you display the Mattel figures with the Pride Rock playset. So the TOMY figures actually scale much better to the Mattel Pride Rock playset. That's the take-home message here. And then if you are done with playing or displaying and want to put everything back into the box, that is possible. Really love that they created a reusable box. So first you want to take apart the Pride Rock playset, and it's really easy to do. These 2 parts come apart, and you simply put them back into the plastic, and then you do that with all the figures as well. Just make sure that you do not break off any of the limbs, although you can put it back on if that happens. It actually happened to me while doing some test shots for this video, but I got everything back together. Put it back in the box, slide that carton backdrop back in after you took it apart. Don't forget the plastic cover as well to keep your figures in place. Put everything back in the box. close the flap. And you have your playset again. I think I'll keep this in the box because the box is so unique with all the Japanese writing and stuff. I found this on eBay. It's still available at the time I have recorded this video in mid-March 2025. The entire box set sells for around $60–65 with the individual figures going for under $20. And shipping time from Japan was super fast. It arrived here within 1 week only. And I'm really glad to have this unique pencil set, at least if you live here in Europe or the Americas. Then this is actually a rare set that was only sold in Japan. And I'm really glad to add this to my collection of the Lion King action figures that you can see here. We covered them in many episodes. And yeah, that's it. Everything that there needs to be said about this set. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Kitwana's Toys. I'll see you soon for the next episode. Goodbye.